What if I told you the color you wear, something as simple as the scarf around your neck or the throw pillow on your couch, could quietly shift the course of your entire year? Not in a superstitious way, not because color is magic, but because color is energy. In 2026, the world will move faster, things will feel louder, and fire, the energetic theme of the year, will be everywhere. That means momentum, yes, but also pressure, irritability, restlessness, and for many people, burnout. The truth is, color can't solve everything, but it can gently steer the energy around you, like a rudder in fast-moving water. And in a year driven by fire, choosing the right color isn't just style, it's strategy. There's a reason why certain colors feel off on certain days, or why some rooms exhaust you without you knowing why. Our nervous systems respond to color the way they do to scent or sound, automatically, quietly, powerfully. And when you're living through a fire year like 2026, your environment matters more than ever. Because the wrong color doesn't just clash, it drains. It amplifies heat when what you need is calm. It pushes when your body's asking to pause. And most people don't realize it until the damage has already been done. So in this video, I want to show you something simple but incredibly powerful. 7 colors that can either ignite your inner flame or help keep you from burning out. You won't need to change your whole home or wardrobe. Just a few intentional choices, a journal, a top, a throw blanket could be enough to shift how you feel, think, and move through 2026. It's not about belief, it's about balance. And today, I'll help you find the color that doesn't just look good but truly works with you. Part 1. 2026 is not just fiery, it's fire upon fire. Some years feel like a breeze, others feel like a storm. But 2026, it's more than a storm. It's fire meeting fire, and no, that's not just a metaphor. In ancient energetic systems, every year carries a dominant element. And 2026 is ruled by 2 layers of fire, the heavenly energy above and the earthly energy below. Think of it like 2 waves of heat crashing together. One wave might warm you, but 2, that can overwhelm you. This isn't just poetic language, it's a framework that helps explain what so many of us feel, even if we can't name it: restlessness, pressure, urgency, overreaction, fatigue without warning, a sense that you're always chasing but never quite catching up. Fire isn't all bad. Far from it. Fire brings movement, clarity, visibility. It's what fuels ambition, breaks stagnation, lights up your goals. But fire unchecked also burns. It burns bridges, burns boundaries, burns through energy reserves. And 2026 is the kind of year that tests your capacity to stay clear-headed in the heat. If you've ever felt like life moved faster than you could respond, or like you were constantly on, even when exhausted, 2026 might magnify that feeling. But here's the part most people don't realize: how you handle this fire depends on more than willpower or productivity tools. It depends on how well your energy is supported, stabilized, and balanced. This is where color enters, not as a trend, but as a quiet regulator. Just like temperature can be adjusted with airflow, emotional heat can be influenced by what surrounds you: your space, your clothes, the objects in your daily line of sight. In a year like 2026, color becomes more than decoration. It becomes alignment. Because when the world outside feels too fast, too loud, or too much, the smallest shifts, something as simple as a soft green throw, a warm orange sweater, or a muted gold journal, can help ground you. Fire energy needs 2 things to thrive: without destruction, direction, and moderation. Color gives you both. It helps you choose the kind of heat you want to live with, the one that inspires, or the one that consumes. Let's make this real. You might find yourself saying yes to too many things, reacting too quickly, struggling to rest even when you're tired. You may notice that conversations heat up faster, or that little things feel unusually frustrating. That's fire. And no, you don't need to be afraid of it, but you do need to know how to ride it. Because 2026 will reward those who can channel fire, not just feel it. It will favor people who can act boldly, but also pause wisely. And color, when used with intention, becomes a kind of emotional steering wheel. It won't make the fire go away, but it will keep you from being dragged by it. That's why the next part of this video matters so much. I'm going to walk you through 7 colors, each one matched to a different need, mood, or energy type. These aren't fashion tips, they're frequency guides, tools to help you stay grounded, expressive, open, and resilient in a year when many people will feel scattered, worn out, or overwhelmed. You don't have to know anything about energy systems to feel the difference they make. You just have to be willing to notice how your environment affects your body, your thoughts, your pace, your presence. So before you rush into 2026 with nothing but goals and grit, pause. Look around, look within. Are you working with the fire or constantly trying to outpace it? Because once you find the color that regulates your rhythm, everything gets lighter. You don't just survive the heat, you rise with it. Part 2. 7 energetic allies, the colors that carry you through 2026. Number 1. Fiery orange, the flame that smiles. Not all fire is destructive. Some fire warms your hands on a cold morning. Some fire glows softly beside you as you rest. And that is exactly what fiery orange brings to 2026. While the world may burn hot with urgency, orange is the kind of flame that doesn't rush, doesn't roar, and doesn't burn out. It simply stays. Glowing, steady, and quietly powerful. There's a reason this color has long been linked to warmth, joy, and creative flow. It doesn't demand attention like red. It doesn't retreat like beige. It lives somewhere in between drive and softness, between passion and patience. In a year defined by excess heat, orange offers a different kind of fire, one that moves with you, not against you. One that says, you can rise and still breathe. If you've spent the past few years constantly pushing, overgiving, or trying to keep pace with a world that never slows down, orange might be the energy your body is craving without even knowing it. It speaks to the part of you that's still inspired, even when tired. The part that wants to stay open but safe. That wants to feel passion without pressure. In the rhythm of 2026, orange becomes more than just a color. It becomes a companion for women who've learned how to survive but are now ready to thrive. It's the color of late bloomers, quiet visionaries, and people who choose softness not because they're weak, but because they're wise. People who know that intensity can be beautiful, but balance is what keeps it sustainable. Orange is especially powerful for those in creative fields, caregiving roles, or anyone who constantly pours out energy to others. It doesn't just stimulate ideas, it protects your spirit while you express them. You don't need to be on fire every day. You just need to glow steadily. Orange reminds you that you're allowed to move with grace, not grit. That passion doesn't always have to feel like pressure. And if you've ever felt like your creative spark went missing, orange can help you find it again. Not by forcing inspiration, but by creating space for it. It tells your nervous system you're safe now. You can try again. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. That emotional reset is what makes fiery orange so essential in 2026. It's not here to push you harder. It's here to help you channel the heat around you into something that heals, creates, and uplifts. Whether you're starting a new chapter or simply trying to stay centered in a loud world, orange helps you stay connected to your joy without burning out. In the home, even a small pop of orange, a cushion, a candle, a ceramic mug can shift the energy of a space. On the body, an orange scarf or accessory can remind you to lighten your energy before entering a room. In your journal, even an orange pen can feel like a fresh beginning. None of these choices need to be loud. They just need to feel like you. Because fiery orange isn't about changing how the world sees you. It's about changing how you feel in your own skin. And when you feel emotionally safe, you lead differently, you speak more clearly, you connect more deeply. You glow in ways people can't quite explain, but never forget. So if the pace of 2026 already feels too much, or if you're ready to bring your fire back without fear, consider starting with orange. Not the orange of warning signs or construction vests, but the orange of sunrise, of clay, of movement that's alive but grounded. This is the flame that smiles and still moves mountains. Up next, we'll explore the second color, one that's deeper, more grounded, and magnetically powerful. If orange is your creative companion, this next shade is your quiet strength. Number 2. Ruby red. Quiet power, deep presence. Some power makes noise. Some just enters the room and changes everything. That's the nature of ruby red. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't announce itself. It simply holds its ground. And in a year like 2026, when so much of the world will feel chaotic, loud, and overstimulated, ruby red gives you something far more valuable than visibility. It gives you gravity. This is the color of women who've stopped trying to prove themselves because they've already done the work. They've walked through the fire. They've risen after falling. They know who they are. Ruby red isn't showy like bright red. It's deeper, richer, wiser. It doesn't chase. It attracts. And when you wear it, use it, or even sit near it, something subtle happens. You begin to stand taller without forcing it. You begin to speak less but say more. For women who are stepping into a new season of leadership, ownership, or even emotional mastery, ruby red becomes a silent ally. It supports the transition from doing to becoming, from seeking to embodying. You don't need to broadcast your worth anymore. Ruby red tells the room for you. It's not a color of performance. It's a color of presence. And presence is exactly what 2026 will test. With fire energy swirling around us, amplifying emotions, accelerating decisions, shortening tempers, it will be easy to get pulled into urgency, overstimulation, or the need to react quickly. But ruby red anchors you. It slows the heart rate. It clears the noise. It reminds you that power doesn't rush. It doesn't panic. It waits, watches, and moves with precision. There's a quiet elegance to this color that works especially well for those navigating high-stakes situations, career pivots, public visibility, important negotiations, or deep relationship shifts. If you're stepping into a role where people look to you for steadiness, direction, or wisdom, this is your color. Ruby red is what you wear when you want your energy to say, "I've been through enough to know what matters. And I won't be moved by what doesn't." Emotionally, ruby red speaks to the root and the heart. It grounds you while keeping you open. You feel safe in your own skin. And because of that, other people feel safe around you too. That's the real magic when your calm becomes contagious. When your presence does the heavy lifting. In practical terms, ruby red is a powerful choice for things you touch often: your journal, your favorite mug, a scarf you keep in your bag. You don't need to wear it head to toe. Just enough to remember who you are when things get loud. Enough to pull your energy back to center, especially when the world is spinning too fast. And if you've ever felt like your authority was questioned, like you had to defend your decisions, or like your voice wasn't heard until you raised it, ruby red helps shift that dynamic. It allows you to speak from a grounded place. Not from reaction, but from truth. Not from fear, but from earned clarity. 2026 is not a year to fight for space. It's a year to own the space you already occupy. And ruby red reminds you that you don't need to be bigger, you just need to be aligned. When you're centered, consistent, and calm, your impact speaks for itself. This color supports that kind of energy. The kind that doesn't need applause to be powerful. The kind that doesn't waver under pressure. The kind that's earned, not performed. As we move forward, we'll look at a color that brings a more fiery kind of push, the energy of pioneers and trailblazers. But for now, if you're ready to lead without forcing, to rise without chasing, and to hold space with quiet certainty, ruby red is where you begin. Number 3. Bright red, for those who are ready to begin again. Not every year gives you permission to start over. But 2026 might just demand it. And for those who are standing at the edge of something unfamiliar, something that could either go wrong or finally go right, bright red is the color that says go. Not maybe, not wait until you're ready. Just go. Because this isn't the year for playing small. This is the year for stepping out, even if your hands are still shaking. Bright red is the most vivid shade in the fire spectrum. It's the color of motion, initiation, leadership, and risk. It's what your body remembers when adrenaline kicks in, what your spirit reaches for when it's tired of being stuck. It's not a color of comfort, it's a color of momentum. And sometimes, that's exactly what we need to come back to life. This isn't about recklessness or blind leaps. It's about clarity. Bright red doesn't push you into chaos, it pulls you into purpose. It wakes you up. If you've been circling the same old problem, revisiting the same maybe later dream, or waiting for a sign stronger than your own desire, bright red calls you forward. It says, you've waited long enough. It's time to move. The truth is, many of us already know what needs to change. We've known it for a while. But fear, fatigue, or responsibility can soften our edges, quiet our instincts. And suddenly, we're surviving instead of creating, existing instead of expanding. Bright red brings the spark back. It reignites your agency, your boldness, your drive to do something new, not perfectly, but fully. This color is especially powerful for anyone entering a new chapter, a career shift, a move, a launch, or a reinvention. It's also deeply supportive for those recovering from loss, heartbreak, or long stagnation, because bright red doesn't just represent forward movement, it represents aliveness. The feeling of being fully engaged again. The feeling of saying yes to life, even if you're scared. In practical use, bright red works best in moments of decision. Wear it when you need to speak with clarity. Place it where you do your planning, your goal setting, your visioning. Let it remind you that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the commitment to show up anyway. Even a small red object on your desk can serve as a signal, I'm moving forward. I'm choosing to act. But here's what makes bright red different from the other reds: it's outward. Ruby red is internal power. Bright red is external permission. It's the color of starting the conversation, making the offer, submitting the application, showing up on day one. And it's not shy. It wants to be seen. Because sometimes visibility is the first brave step. Of course, bright red isn't for every day. In a high-fire year like 2026, too much of this energy can lead to burnout, impulsivity, or conflict. But used with intention, it becomes the spark that gets you out of inertia and into motion. It says, you don't have to feel ready to begin. You just have to begin. So if there's something in your life calling for a restart, a project, a relationship, a version of yourself you've been holding back, bright red is here for that moment. Not to do the work for you, but to walk with you while you do it. It's not subtle, and it's not slow, but it's loyal, and bold, and beautifully alive. Up next, we'll slow things down. The next color doesn't push, it supports. It nourishes. It builds a different kind of momentum. But for now, if there's even a tiny part of you whispering, maybe this is the year I finally begin, then bright red is already on your side. Number 4. Fresh green growth without the burnout. In a year as fiery as 2026, sometimes the bravest thing you can do isn't to move faster, it's to grow slower, more deliberately, with roots. And that's exactly where fresh green comes in. It's the color of quiet expansion, the kind of growth that doesn't make headlines but changes everything over time. If the reds are about ignition, green is about integration. About healing what burned, rebuilding what broke, and choosing consistency over chaos. Fresh green holds the energy of new beginnings, but without the urgency. It's the color of spring, not the first bloom, but the moment right before it, when the soil shifts and the seed knows it's time. And for many people in 2026, that's exactly where they are, not in full bloom, not yet in the spotlight, but preparing, tending, clarifying, and most importantly, restoring. This color is a gift for those recovering from stress, loss, exhaustion, or years of just getting through. If you've been carrying more than your share emotionally, physically, mentally, green gives you permission to pause without guilt. It reminds you that healing is not laziness, rest is not retreat, and going slowly is sometimes the fastest way back to yourself. Fresh green is also deeply intuitive. It speaks to the part of you that knows when something isn't working, even when you can't explain why. It helps clear the fog, soften the overwhelm, and reconnect you with your own inner rhythm. If you've been feeling stuck or unsure, green won't push you forward. It will gently create space for your next step to appear. In 2026, when so much of the world will be chasing speed and success, fresh green offers something far more nourishing: clarity. The kind that builds over time. The kind that comes not from doing more, but from doing what truly matters. And that kind of clarity doesn't come from pressure, it comes from peace. This makes fresh green an ideal color to bring into spaces where you want calm, focus, and steady energy. Your workspace, your bedroom, a reading nook, a quiet corner where you can breathe again. Even something as small as a plant, a fabric swatch, or a notebook cover in this shade can shift how your nervous system responds to your environment. It's not loud, it doesn't have to be. It just works. If you're starting a new job, launching a new routine, entering therapy, or simply returning to yourself after a hard season, fresh green will meet you there. It doesn't ask for ambition, it asks for honesty. And it reminds you that you are allowed to grow slowly, beautifully, and on your own terms. Emotionally, this color reconnects you with your inner compass. It quiets the noise so you can hear what your body and heart have been trying to say. And in that silence, new ideas begin to rise. Hope begins to sprout. Not in a rush, but in a rhythm. That's the gift of green. It's not just a color, it's a pace. One that brings energy without adrenaline. Growth without burnout. So if the first few months of 2026 already feel like too much, or if your soul is craving space to breathe and rebuild, don't overlook this soft, powerful hue. Because not all change has to be bold. Some of the most life-changing shifts happen in quiet moments. In gentle decisions. In saying, this time, I'll do it differently. Next, we'll explore a color that opens the heart. One that helps repair trust, ease emotional tension, and bring softness back into spaces where it's been missing. But for now, if what you need is steady, sustainable renewal, let fresh green hold that space for you. Number 5. Peach pink, the hand on your shoulder. Sometimes it's not what people say that comforts you, it's how they show up. Quietly, steadily, without fixing, without judging, just being there. That's the energy of peach pink. It doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. It simply rests beside you like a hand on your shoulder, reminding you that you're not alone. In a year like 2026, filled with fire, speed, and emotional intensity, this color becomes a soft anchor. A small, quiet place inside the heart where warmth returns and connection begins again. Peach pink is part of the fire family, but it burns gently. It's the flicker of light in the corner of a safe room. The glow of comfort, trust, and open-hearted presence. And it's especially important this year for one reason, because fire energy can sometimes overheat relationships. Conversations get sharp. Emotions rise too quickly. People pull away before they even realize why. Peach pink helps slow that fire down, not by dimming your passion, but by softening your edges. This color supports anyone who wants to restore peace in a home, in a partnership, in themselves. It's the color of repair. Not the loud, dramatic kind, but the quiet reconnection that happens when two people finally feel seen again. If you've been through emotional distance, miscommunication, or simply felt out of sync with the people you love, peach pink offers a way back. Not through control, through kindness, and that kindness starts with you. Peach pink invites emotional self-care not as an indulgence, but as a necessity. If you've been the one holding everything together, caring for others, or pushing through hard days without pause, this color reminds you, you're allowed to be held too. You're allowed to be soft, to feel, to heal, and to let someone else offer comfort without it meaning you've failed. It's also a beautiful support for those in nurturing roles: teachers, therapists, caretakers, mothers. Anyone who gives from the heart, day after day. Peach pink doesn't just help you give, it helps you receive. It gently opens emotional channels so you can stay connected without getting drained. It teaches that strength isn't in hardening, it's in staying tender when it's hard to do so. Visually, this color is one of the most soothing. In the home, it softens edges. In a wardrobe, it makes you approachable. Even in a small object like a journal, a mug, or a throw blanket, it sends a message of calm. It tells your nervous system you're safe here. That matters, especially in a year when many people will feel emotionally raw, reactive, or disconnected. But peach pink isn't just about comfort, it's also about quiet power. The power of gentleness in a harsh world. The resilience it takes to be kind when you're tired. The dignity in choosing calm over control. This color supports people who lead with empathy, who listen before they speak, who carry emotional intelligence like a compass. In 2026, when everyone is in a rush to respond, peach pink reminds you, you can pause. You can hold space. You can create safety just by being yourself. So if there's a relationship in your life that needs repair, or if it's your own relationship with rest, softness, or self-forgiveness, this color is your invitation. You don't need a script. You don't need a solution. You just need to stay open and let the warmth return. Next, we'll explore a color that helps you go even deeper, one that brings spiritual clarity and dignified stillness. But for now, if your heart is asking for gentleness, peach pink is the soft hand that says, you don't have to hold it all by yourself anymore. Number 6. Metallic gold, quiet wealth that lasts. There's a kind of wealth that doesn't show up in numbers. It shows up in how you walk into a room, in how grounded you feel when things around you shake, in how much peace you can carry even in uncertain times. That's the energy of metallic gold. It's not about glitter. It's not about flash. It's about value that's been earned and protected. In a fire-driven year like 2026, where people will be rushing to be seen, to be first, to gain more faster, metallic gold offers something far more rare: stability. It doesn't rush. It doesn't prove. It simply holds. This color belongs to those who've built something, whether that's a career, a business, a family, or a sense of self, and are now ready to grow it sustainably. Not at the cost of their peace, not with pressure, but with clarity and long-term thinking. Metallic gold is connected to the element of metal, which is shaped through fire but not consumed by it. It's been tested, refined, strengthened, and it holds its form. That's why this color is so powerful for 2026. When the world gets hot, fast, and reactive, gold reminds you, you don't need to react. You already know your worth. You've already done the work. Your job now is to preserve it and elevate it. This is a perfect color for people in leadership, finance, legacy building, or transitions into a wiser phase of life. It supports sound decision-making, emotional neutrality, and the kind of presence that doesn't need to speak to be felt. It's for the woman who's done with proving, done with overextending, and done with saying yes to things that don't serve her. Gold energy says, I know what I bring, and I don't need to raise my voice to claim it. Practically, metallic gold works beautifully in spaces that reflect your value: your workspace, your financial planning area, your daily tools. A gold-accented pen, a frame, a tray, a watch, a folder for your most important plans. It can also be worn subtly in jewelry, accessories, or even nail color as a personal reminder that wealth isn't always visible, but it is always felt. What makes gold so unique is how it holds both confidence and humility. It's not loud, but it's never invisible. It doesn't shout, but it's never ignored. And in a culture that often confuses worth with attention, gold brings us back to the truth. Value isn't something you chase. It's something you stand in. Emotionally, this color calms the part of you that feels you need to do more to be enough. It helps you pause before overgiving. It helps you reflect before rushing in. And it helps you trust that what's meant for you will arrive, not because you forced it, but because you're finally aligned to receive it. In 2026, that kind of inner richness will be rare and needed, because while others burn out chasing the next big thing, you'll be anchoring into what truly matters, protecting it, honoring it, growing it with intention. That's quiet wealth. That's the legacy kind. Up next, we'll explore the final color, one that brings a spiritual stillness, a clarity that can't be bought, and the kind of energy that sees beyond the noise. But for now, if you're ready to step into a year of value, not just visibility, if you're ready to let your presence speak louder than your effort, metallic gold is already waiting for you. Number 7. Lotus purple, wisdom that stands still in chaos. Some colors don't catch your eye, they catch your breath. Lotus purple is one of them. It doesn't pull you forward like red. It doesn't glow with warmth like orange. It stands still and invites you to do the same. In a year like 2026, where energy is wild, emotions flare fast, and the pace of life never seems to slow down, lotus purple isn't just a color. It's a sanctuary. This is the color of spiritual clarity, of deeper seeing, of the wisdom that isn't loud but is always present. It doesn't compete. It doesn't convince. It simply knows. And when you bring this color into your life, even in small, subtle ways, it begins to settle your nervous system, soften your reactions, and expand your awareness. It creates room for stillness, even when the world around you is anything but. Lotus purple is especially powerful for those who are going through internal shifts, transitions that don't always show on the outside but change everything on the inside. If you're healing from long-term stress, awakening to a more meaningful path, or simply tired of being pulled in too many directions, this color holds you. It's the shade of reflection, spiritual anchoring, and long-range vision. It helps you lift your gaze above the chaos without disconnecting from it. It's also a color of inner leadership. For the teachers, guides, healers, and quiet changemakers, lotus purple amplifies the kind of influence that isn't tied to a title or a platform. It's the power of presence, of discernment, of knowing when to speak, when to wait, and when to simply hold the space. In 2026, when so many voices will compete to be heard, purple reminds you the most important voice you need to hear is your own. Emotionally, lotus purple supports deep healing and integration. It helps turn emotional noise into insight. It transforms pressure into perspective. It slows the reactive mind and brings forward the wise self, the one who doesn't need to fix everything, just understand it more fully. It's a deeply supportive energy for anyone doing inner work, meditation, journaling, or simply learning to respond instead of react. Visually, lotus purple works best in sacred spaces, a meditation corner, your bedside table, a space where you think, write, or pray. Even a small candle, a fabric, or a flower in this color can shift the energy of a room. It's a color that invites you inward and then gently outward again, with more grace, more clarity, and more alignment. But lotus purple isn't about escape. It's about elevation. It doesn't pull you away from life. It helps you rise above the noise so you can return with a steadier heart. It's for those who are ready to lead from wholeness, not hustle, to make choices from wisdom, not urgency, to live in tune with what actually matters. And in a year where fire will be pushing so many people to go faster, react quicker, and chase harder, lotus purple helps you slow down, not to fall behind, but to rise differently. Because not all power moves fast. Some power waits for the right moment and then moves with unwavering direction. So, if you've been feeling the pull to reconnect with your inner world, if your heart is tired of noise, and your spirit is asking for quiet truth, let lotus purple be your companion. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to prove it. Just stand still. The wisdom will meet you there. Part 3. Everyday application. Don't wear it all. Just wear it right. The power of color isn't in how much of it you use, it's in how intentionally you place it. You don't need to repaint your walls or overhaul your wardrobe to align with the energy of 2026. In fact, trying to wear or display every lucky color all at once might actually backfire. Why? Because color is like music. Each note matters more when there's space around it. And what really changes your energy isn't the color itself, it's how you relate to it. Start small. Start personal. Think about the places your eyes naturally fall throughout your day: your morning coffee mug, your journal, your phone case, your throw blanket, the scarf you reach for when stepping outside. These are perfect spots to introduce your chosen color, not for decoration, but for energetic intention. Because the moment you see that color, something softens, sharpens, or steadies inside of you. You begin to align not with a trend, but with your own inner rhythm. If 2026 is a fire year, fast, bold, intense, then your color choices can help you respond instead of react. If your week begins with pressure and decisions, lean into bold tones like bright red or fiery orange on Mondays or Tuesdays. Not in an overwhelming way. Just a bracelet, a lipstick, a single pop of energy that says, "I'm moving forward today." By midweek, when fatigue and noise start to build, shift into greens and soft yellows, colors that stabilize and clear. Maybe that looks like a plant on your desk, a soft green journal, or simply a calming tone in your wardrobe that invites focus instead of friction. And as the weekend approaches, let your energy descend into rest. That's where colors like peach pink, lotus purple, or warm metallic gold can support emotional restoration and spiritual reconnection. These aren't the colors that push. They're the ones that receive. They hold space for you to process, reflect, and return to center without rushing. If you're in a creative profession, surround yourself with orange to invite fresh thinking. If you're building something long-term like a business, a home, or even a new version of yourself, gold belongs near your goals. If you're learning to speak with more clarity, ruby red reminds you to be bold but grounded. If your nervous system needs gentleness, let peach pink be your silent partner. The key is to listen to how your body responds. Even if a color is considered lucky, if it feels off, don't force it. Energy doesn't respond to rules. It responds to resonance. So let yourself try, adjust, and explore. You're not here to follow superstition. You're here to learn what strengthens you. And the beauty is, these colors don't just sit in your environment. Over time, they begin to tune your environment to match you. Your focus sharpens, your mood lightens, your energy shifts quietly, naturally, and sustainably. So no, you don't have to wear all 7 colors. You don't need to be loud or bold or different just to keep up with the world. You just need to choose gently, wisely, and in a way that feels like you. Because when you wear the right color at the right time, something small clicks inside, your posture changes, your energy steadies, and without even trying, you begin to move differently through the year. Not faster, not harder, just more in tune. Final. Not every year asks for the same version of you. And 2026 fiery, fast and full of change will ask for something deeper. Not just action, but alignment. Not just goals, but grounded energy. And that's what these 7 colors offer, not fashion, not superstition, but a language of feeling. A quiet, powerful way to bring intention into your everyday life. Maybe you found yourself in the courage of bright red. Maybe you softened into the safety of peach pink. Maybe metallic gold reminded you that your worth has never depended on effort. Or maybe lotus purple stirred something quiet in you that said, it's time to go inward and listen. Whatever spoke to you, it's enough. Because this isn't about choosing the right color. It's about choosing the one that reflects who you are becoming. The one that makes you breathe a little deeper, stand a little taller, or simply feel like yourself again. After a long stretch of being everything to everyone else, you don't need to master this overnight. Just begin. Begin by noticing. Begin by placing. Begin by asking, what energy do I want to feel today? And what small shift would help me feel it? Because once you begin even quietly, you're no longer reacting to the year. You're responding to it. And that's where real power lies. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you. Truly. You gave your time, your presence, and a part of your heart to listen, and I hope something here gave a piece of that heart back to you. As you step into the months ahead, may you carry not just the colors, but the calm, the clarity, and the quiet confidence they bring. May you wear your boldness like bright red. May you grow like fresh green. May you stand still in your wisdom like lotus purple. And most of all, may every color remind you you're allowed to choose your energy every single day. With all my warmth and gratitude, thank you for walking through this journey with me.